So as a fan of house music, I love listening to how other artists and producers are keeping their song interesting, especially from like one drop section to another. A lot of house music is fairly repetitive, which is a good thing, right? That allows you to really like get in the groove of the track and it makes it like danceable. But I find that great songs have a really good balance of like familiar stuff that's going on and new stuff that's introduced, or maybe, old stuff that's just presented in a new way. So I wanted to show a couple of ways that you can add some variation to, your drop sections as the song progresses, so it keeps it interesting. So let's say that we're working with this drop here. It's a pretty cool drop, but it's like the same as the second drop section that I have, right? There's no difference. And that's okay as a starting point. So the first thing that you can do, and this is like a super classic house move, is just add a ride cymbal. So it sounds like this. Right, that's giving it a little bit more energy in the top end. And you can either have it on the offbeat, so it's almost like another layer to your hi-hats, or you can put it on the downbeat, so it sounds like this. Or you can do something like this where, maybe you reverse it and it acts as almost like a swell. Right, that gives it a really cool texture. And like if it's doing something like that, you can even do maybe like an auto pan. So it gives it even more movement. The second thing that you can do, which is also like a super classic house move, is you can add a high string on the root note of the song. So for example, this track is in E minor. I'm just gonna have like a really long sustained E note that sounds like this. Same kind of idea as the ride cymbal. It's adding a little bit more energy. I find that it's a little bit boring, so I would probably add some movement to it, like an auto pan. Why don't we change the shape and like stutter it? Another thing that we can do is we can add some like texture to the string. So if you have something like an RC20, now we have some vinyl static and like the note is going a little bit off pitch, which can add a really cool texture to it as well. I know this track's in E minor, so let's try an E minor chord. Let's just try the E and B. Right, like that sounds pretty cool. I don't think for this track specifically, the strings really suit what's going on, but you get the idea. And the last thing that you can do is to just simplify and like really strip down the drop section to, your kick, your bass line, and maybe like a hi-hat or something. So maybe the drop starts off something like this.